You have to have access to the internet or to the power. Okay, that's any other comments or questions people have on what we're doing? Very informal, working from the general to the particular, and challenging some, I hope, some important concepts and discussing some important ideas as we go along. So the next phase is the one that we're going to move to next, and that's, if you like, the Social Science and Humanities Research Council phase. And Gisele, Yasmeen, and her colleague Matthew, and Matthew, I've always had trouble with that last name. Is it Ravignat? That's pretty close?
That's really close. Yeah.
That's pretty close. It's always been Matthew. At any rate, Matthew's here. And I want to tell you why they're here, and then Gisele's going to talk about SSHRC. If you read our presentation, our application for this particular grant, you'll see that as I worked my way through what it was that we were trying to do, that I saw a parallel between what Social Science and Humanities Research Council was trying to do and what we were trying to do. And indeed, the steps that they followed to arrive at the decision to generate cluster grants was very much the process that we followed. To a degree, we modeled our own consultation process on the model that they had created as they were going through their own steps. But the Social Science and Humanities Research Council, and also people here at York University, the Vice President of Academic, who unfortunately, because there was a glitch in communication, isn't going to be here to talk, have been trying to generate ideas that have to do with the importance in a contemporary world for the communication of the ideas that come from scholarship in the humanities and social sciences. The importance of teamwork, the importance of working across academic silos, and the importance of reaching out into the community. What our project is based on, it actually, I think it takes the Social Science and Humanities Research Council concepts further than they took them in their own work. Our view around concepts like knowledge exchange and knowledge transfer is that if we're going to work effectively as an academic community, we have to understand that knowledge exchange and knowledge transfer is a multi-directional street. It's unfortunate, perhaps, but in my experience, when people in the universities talk about knowledge exchange or knowledge transfer, they're talking about the transfer of knowledge from universities into society. The society needs what it is that we have to say, and we have to figure out how to do it more effectively. And we haven't been doing it, as I understand it, very effectively. I think that that's a badly broken model of knowledge exchange. I think, particularly in a field like business ethics, that some of the most interesting work is going on outside the university. And much of the work that's going on inside the university and much of the critique that's generated is sometimes as much as 10 years behind because of the publication system that we're generating. So the whole idea behind this network, if it works, and what we're doing is challenging some very, very fundamental paradigms about academic research, if it works, then we're going to see people in the community contributing in innovative and creative ways to ideas that are being generated in the university, and vice versa. We're trying to release resources, knowledge resources that are now captured in various parts of the community but not communicated to other sectors of the community. We're trying to release that knowledge so everybody can benefit from it. And my view is that business ethics research would benefit enormously if people had access in environments where they can trust each other, access to the ideas and the work and the research and the experimentation and the testing that's going on in other sectors of society, in the NGO sector, in the business sector, in government. And there are really interesting ideas, in my view, that are being generated. Many of my most stimulating conversations occur when I'm outside the university, working with people who are wrestling with these ideas in practical environments. And some of the most interesting people you're going to meet today. I've captured them for this network, and I think these are people who've been thinking significantly about this particular challenge. Now, I want to SSHRC here because I think that they need to watch what it is they've created. And they need to evaluate it as it goes on, and we need to be aware of what it is that they think we should be doing. We don't have to agree with them, and I'm absolutely certain we're going to challenge some of their ideas, but there has to be that exchange. And I want to tell you that over my years, I've been enormously impressed with the quality of leadership that comes from the Social Science and Humanities Research Council. Now, I know I may be a small minority on this, but I'm very impressed with the quality of the people and the commitment of the people who are trying to generate these ideas. Doesn't mean they're always right or they always make the right decisions, but I think they're very good and they're very committed. And I think we need to know what they're doing, and they need to intersect with us and to dialogue with us so we have a better idea of what they're trying to do and they have a better idea of what we're trying to do. So it was extremely important for me today to have the Social Science and Humanities Research Council represented at a very senior level, together with a program officer, because Matthew is the person that I worked with as I was developing the application, and I think guided the process, the evaluation process, and so on. I want you to meet Gisele. I want you to meet Matthew. I want you to have a chance to explore their ideas and for them to explore yours. And so it's really significant, Gisele. I haven't given you a detailed personal introduction, but it's, I think, quite significant for what we're trying to accomplish that you're here and that you're willing to participate in this conversation. So welcome to York and to CBERN.
Thanks very much, Professor Cragg. And I'm glad the technology was tested on people who spoke before me. It's a real pleasure to be here on behalf of our president, Chad Gaffney, who unfortunately couldn't attend, but is very much interested in the outcomes of the discussions over this weekend and of the approach that we've been taking to strategic knowledge clusters. Bonjour aux francophones dans la salle et félicitations. Congratulations is the first thing that I want to say. Considering the fact that 54 applications were submitted for the full cluster program and that only 7 were retained, 7 were successful, I think you really have something to be proud of your accomplishment and of what a mark of excellence it is in terms of the quality of the proposal and the quality of the participants in this room. So that's really the key message is hats off, and we look forward to working in collaboration with you over the next several years. I also wanted to acknowledge Mathieu Ravignan, and as Wes mentioned, he really has shepherded this program from its inception many years ago to the full competition that was held in the spring, and a second competition will be held this fall for your information. I wanted to start because we do have a new president, and some of you may not be familiar with our mandate in general and with the specific priorities that Chad Gaffield has enunciated in terms of the direction for SSHRC. And given the fact that there is some international representation here, I thought it would be important to recap what our fundamental mandate is. And our mandate is really twofold, an interconnected twofold mandate. And this is from our Act, because SSHRC was created by an Act of the Canadian Parliament and does report to Parliament through the Minister of Industry. So it is a truly public institution in that sense, in terms of its arm's length and independent status. The first part of our Act talks about promoting and supporting the social sciences and the humanities. And certainly that's what the clusters project and program is all about, is providing an innovative form of support. And the second part of our Act is to advise, actually if you follow the wording of the Act, advise the Minister on priority issues, both in terms of issues that the social sciences and humanities community feels are of importance, and also issues that may be referred to the Council for in-depth examination. We tend to interpret this widely in terms of we don't just think of advising the Minister, but advising Canadian society. And so it is important that this network